So realistically, that you check your fluid level, your oil level, it's all good, great. It's not, you add to it. We use 1540 in the engine. Okay, we use a fleet charge, a truck antifreeze, and a radiator if you need to add to it. Okay, as far as the radiator goes, radiator cap's in a tough spot to actually look into. You know, but you do have an overflow bottle or a recovery bottle here. As long as the seals are good on the radiator cap, okay, it's supposed to dump what it doesn't need and then take back what it does need. And most of the time it does work. Okay, the only time that it wouldn't work is if the cap is left on loose, you got a bad seal, something like that. Okay, the dipstick right here, it's still got the orange tag on it. Okay, block heaters down here. You're using 8D batteries. Okay, you guys change your own batteries. I don't know who you guys do all your own maintenance on this, or oil changes and all of that?
No.
But you'd be doing the batteries. So when you do the batteries, make sure these things are charging. Okay, whether they're sitting or whether they're running. You've got an alternator for when it's running. Okay, you have battery charger. Okay, for when it's set. Okay, the battery charger on this H panel is right here. Okay. Here's the battery charger. Where you change the battery. Where you change the battery. That'll actually also go into alarm at some point, okay, for battery charger failure. While you're doing it, just silence it. You know, when you put everything back. You know, there's probably a breaker on the other side as well. Okay, so it's one to control left. Let me think. Where do I go with this? Okay, so. You're in here at night, there's DC lighting, LED DC lighting in here. You have a cabinet heater. You've got engine coolant heater. See those rusty blocks on the side of the generator there? Those are generator heaters. Don't touch them. You'll touch them once and you'll never do it again. Okay, it's very, very good. Okay, so you see the coolant's just a tiny bit low in the bottom there. I'll fill that up before I go. Okay, but if you were, we'll go through this whole thing a little bit. If I come down into the engine, okay, it's right below the hour meter. It's also giving us a coolant level, and it says 786 STP. Your normal number is going to be somewhere in between 775 and 825. Okay, if it's down to 300, it's going to go out on low level. If it goes down to 30, okay, there's a short or an open or something broken in that system. Okay, so if you don't look in the radiator, okay, and where you don't look at the bottom, okay, you can also see it here. Reasonably reliable. I haven't seen one. Usually, like I said, if it goes bad, and the sensors themselves, you know, any of you guys have been around a long time. You know how your sensor would go bad, you just unplug the sensor and you go on your happy way and okay, you replace the sensor with your pad. You can't do that because it all works off of the low AC voltage signal. So when you unplug that, you just create a different problem. But it's still out of service. Okay, so if you've got a bunch of these around here, it might be a good idea for you to maybe purchase a couple extra level sensors. They come with signal conditions. It's a kit. I carry 3 of them on my truck because I couldn't come across 3 of them in one day. Okay, that are out. It's not common, but it happens. If you go through if you went through the NFPA 110 in the generator section, okay, it's a very, very general thing. Okay, but there's a whole list of stuff that they'd like to see you keep, okay, in stock, okay, for your emergency generator. Okay, it includes starters, it includes batteries, it includes a bunch of stuff. Most people don't carry all that stuff. Okay, very common for those sensors to go bad. If you got one on hand, okay, in a matter of minutes, you're out of jail.
I think we got diesel fuel. That's about it.
You got what?
I think we have fuel. That's about it.
Fuel?
We don't really carry.
Probably in every area.
That's what they carry.
And oil, I imagine you got oil.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so I would recommend that you have that. That's not really part of the training. I'd recommend that you have that. Okay, so you got your 18 batteries. What do we got around the other side? Talking about the shut-off valves earlier before some of you guys got here. You got two shut-off valves on the gas out here. I'd recommend that you secure them somehow so they don't get turned off accidentally. Okay, if they get turned off, it'll be because somebody wants to turn it off or somebody with a grudge will want to turn it off. Okay, it's not going to happen by accident by the guy cutting them off. Okay, and the one over there is very easy, very easy to get that. Again, firemen come out here, they've got tools, they've got pliers, they got a belt, they can turn it on. You know, maybe just put the hand inside the unit or something. You know, even before you find it, bring it back and shut off. Alright, let's talk about the control panel. This is going to be the thing that's the most particular to this unit. And probably to a lot of the units that you're going to see like this long term. They call this the H panel. Okay, so the H panel. Okay, to negotiate this, everything you're going to do is through the menu. So you're going to hit the menu. It gives you 8 different selections. It gives you alarms. It gives you the engine, status, service, left display. Okay, generator, diagnostics, and exercise. You can set the auto exerciser up if you're going to use it, both in here or in the transfer switch inside. Okay, but you guys aren't using that, so it's irrelevant. So anyway, if I want to, let's see if we want to see if there's any active alarms. So go to alarms, we'll hit enter. Okay, we still have that emergency stop. It's still active. So, turn that off. Okay, go. Engine. We want to take a look at the engine, what's going on with the engine. We're going to enter that. You got your oil temperature, oil pressure, and water temperature. We're going to hit it again. That'll give us our RPMs, our battery voltage, and our battery charge rate. We'll hit it again. Okay, it's going to bring you your hour meter. Okay, and it's going to give you your forward level. You can go down here further and see what the throttle position and O2 sensor is, but it's not really something that you're going to monitor on a regular basis. Back to menu, come down to status. Okay, this is going to give us, okay, right now we're stopped. Okay, this gives us the time of day and the date. All by itself, you say, how important is that we have the right date and stuff on it? Okay. up on engine. Okay, that way when you guys come out and you do your running, okay, it's right there in front of your face. Makes it very easy to make your logs. Okay, or if you had, this actually has a switch set up in here, so if it were wired as such, okay, into the transfer switch, okay, you'd be able to tell from this graph here, okay, whether it was in the utility position or whether it was in the generator position. Now, with that being said, if you're using a remote enunciator inside somebody's office inside there somewhere, the remote enunciator, if this were hooked up, would also tell you which position that the transfer switch was in. Okay. So here's our alarm log. Our alarm log starts at 1 and it runs to 20, and it scrolls constantly. You can't stop it. Okay, you can't go to where you want to be. Okay, so you got to stand here and watch it. Okay, so our alarm log tells us what our alarm was, whether it was a shutdown alarm or not, the date and the time that it happened. Okay, so if the status is correct back in this other program, okay, and you're having an intermittent problem that you're not able to track, you can go right into the alarm log. Okay, see what time of day and on what day that it's actually happening. It helps with troubleshooting our part of it. Okay, they give us power here. Nothing that you can read while it's turned off. Okay, same thing with KW hours. Same thing with the graph. There's a graph down the bottom there. If it was running under load, you'd be able to see the graph move up and down, like, you know. Okay, but everything goes through that. Everything goes through this menu. Start at the menu. Oh, okay, down here on the other side. Oh, okay, here's a good one for you. The next one down on the left display is generator. Okay, so now you can look at the screen. That's exactly like that screen. I can't even read it without a book. And then it will also come down here into the exercise. Now this reads the exercise is disabled. Okay, but if I wanted to enable it, all I'd have to do is go up to the disable, hit enter. And I could change that to weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly if I wanted to. Okay, but on the time, I can actually set this to the minute, if that were important. You know what I mean? Instead of maybe you didn't want it to run past 12:32, then you set it up. Let's shut off to 12:32. Where most of them are set up at 5-minute intervals at best. Okay, so disable. Emergency stop, same thing, you know what I mean? Any of the alarms that you have, if you have an alarm go off, this is the easiest one for me to use. It makes that terrible noise. You can make the noise go away by doing that. Okay, but as long as you leave this in auto, okay, it's still locked out on emergency call. It's not going to run. The only thing what you have to do is you have to go back to off. Okay, hit enter. Hit enter. Low cooling, and it had been running for a long time, and it shut down on low cooling. You topped off the radiator, okay? Off position, enter. If the fault goes away, the power's still out, you move it back to auto, you should fire it right up and take over. Okay, do you guys have any of these in diesels? In the diesels,
Clifton.
in the diesels, I don't know what the percentage is on them, okay, but they have a protection to keep you from running dead empty on them and running all the fuel filters dry. Okay, so it will shut off. It will give you a low fuel, okay, shutdown, okay? But once you fill it back up and you reset the alarm, you don't have to worry about refilling the filters because they're not empty. Very, very good. So did you guys have any questions? The biggest thing is, and you got pretty good, you know, okay? The biggest thing that you do before you walk away, auto, breaker on or closed, whatever it is you want to call it. Okay, lock it up or don't lock it up, and you can walk away. That's the biggest thing. Okay, auto. Okay, so once you've walked away from it, okay, you know it's going to go. Any questions? You're probably pretty much up on all of this, anyways.
Very much the same as it was.
It's got this panel, the H panel. The H panel has been around a while. Okay, they're all the same. There's nothing different about any of the H panels. They're all the same. They might be orange, okay, but they're the same thing. But there are different panels. Some of the newer panels are power zone or deep sea panel. They're completely different. All the H panels. So we're good? All right. So do you guys operate the transfer switch for any reason?
We have it. No, we have to drop it.
You probably,
Unless it fails.
realistically, you should be operating the transfer switch at least once a year. And whoever it is that you have service your equipment can do that for you, or you can do it yourself. Okay, it's not for everybody. Okay, it's not for everybody. You've got a bypass switch inside there, and it can do you a lot of damage if you don't train. I don't teach it. Okay, if you know how that switch works and you want to work it, great. If not, get your electrician out. Alrighty?